First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
And hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. As always, thanks for being here. I say it all the time, but I mean it. And so whether you're watching on our social media channels, our website, or our apps, which is another great way to watch the show. You can download it on your phone, on your Roku, on your Fire TV, Apple TV. Great ways to see everything that we do here at Fox 12 Working, including Fox 12 Now. But it is Thursday, 1:30 p.m. And if you're a regular watcher of the show, you know that means that Eric G. from around the house, Northwest, is joining us right now. Eric, always good to see you in your fancy Zoom setup that you have there. And joining us, though, with every week, you know, we're going to get a preview of this week's Around the House Northwest coming up. But you always have great advice for everybody. And I know this is a specific theme you want to do for today.
You know, everybody's starting to think about, oh, my gosh, Thanksgiving's right around the corner, and I want to get the house dialed in before the family, the friends, the relatives, whoever shows up over at the house. And so I've got 5 solid things to fix around the house that you probably haven't even noticed until now before they show up.
I guarantee I would bet money on myself right now that I haven't thought of the 5 things you're going to bring up here today. so that's why I'm excited to learn about them.
Yeah, absolutely. So these are in no particular order. So this isn't like my top 5 countdown here, but really they're big ones. And they're stuff that we look at every day and we forget about. But when somebody comes over new to your house, they go, oh, wow, that's kind of weird. And we always kind of, forget about it and go, oh, I should have done that. Number 1 are the cords hanging down from the flat screen on the television wall, right? All of that clutter of cables and cords, and it's so easy to fix. You know, if you're a renter, you can put up one of those little plug molds that basically fasten to the wall so you don't have to make a hole. Or you can create it where you've got the tunnel that goes down in the wall cavity behind it so you can hide all those cords. But that is one of those, if you get the cable mess dialed in, it looks so clean and uncluttered. It really looks like you got it under control.
Yep, that's one of those background things where to me, if I don't pay attention to it for a while, it just goes into the background and I don't even realize that's there, that's an issue.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Totally easy thing to fix.
It's so easy to fix, and it's just an easy project. So it's, if you already got the TV on the wall, that's the hard part. Getting the cables under control is really simple. And the next one here is one that I know is controversial, and I'm going to step on a few toes here, but the kid clutter on the refrigerator, all the stuff where you can't even tell what the refrigerator looks like because all the magnets and the pictures and the projects. There's a reason why you don't see that on TV when you're watching all the DIY shows out there. They're always nice and clean and that clutter. Take it down for the holidays. If you want to put it back up after everybody's, it's your house, do what you want. But getting that clutter picked up off that fridge is a big one.
Yep. That's and one of those things, again, that probably goes into the background. You don't even think about it. It's been there for months. You don't see it anymore, but somebody new walking in is going to see it.
Yeah, they come, oh, wow, that's wild. And then the next one, yeah, that's a mess, and oh, wow, what's all that? And then, sometimes people have their doctor's appointments and all that personal information up there. Just put it all away, and then you could put it back up after the party's over, right?
Yep.
And then the next one is the one that's probably the hardest out of this entire list is clutter around the house. All the little piles of stuff, and I'm guilty of this myself. I've got project stuff, I got tools sitting around, but going around and getting all those little piles of clutter, maybe it's the 5 piles of mail that's in 3 different rooms, or, all the stuff that's come in, or, just any of those little clutter things. It's one thing to have a junk drawer, but, that's all hidden and put away. But if you can kind of get things less clutter, it makes the house easier to clean, and visually it's more appealing.
Yeah, and probably just better mentally as well.
It is
something that's clean and orderly. I'm guilty of that as well. So totally understand.
Yeah, I mean, my desk is hard enough, let alone trying to do everything else. But it's always a constant process. And for me, it was always the way I got rid of clutter was, for a while there, I was moving about every 3 or 4 years. And that made me kind of pare things down. But sometimes getting rid of some of that stuff and either getting rid of it, putting it away, or just organizing it better can be really good for the mental health.
All right. Yep. Great ideas. And all things that are accomplishable.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now, the next one is a great DIY project, but it's that harsh lighting, that if you really understand light, that 5,000, 6,000 Kelvin bright blue light that looks like it's in the inside of a refrigerator. If you've got those bulbs around the house, going into a warmer tone really makes for a more comfortable house. If you've got that light that looks like you're in a government building or an office complex, that really makes it bright. You can make it feel more homey by just dialing down that color temperature and creating that warmer tone, almost like an old incandescent light bulb.
I love messing around with the lighting. Like I've got several smart lights, smart bulbs that I use, and just dialing it in for different situations, what kind of lighting I want, and a lot of fun too to mess around with that.
Oh yeah, and so that's just the bulbs there. The other one to really kind of elevate your home is go through and change out some of those builder grade light fixtures. You know, that round one with the dome that's in the bedrooms or in the hallway. Just bolting on some light fixtures. You can get them really cheap online, and stuff that's UL listed. Make sure you get something that's UL listed so it meets building code, because there are some places to get stuff that's a little bit too inexpensive, that's a little sketchy. Find something UL listed for your house, and then you'll be good to go, because that'll meet the current building codes. But elevating your light fixture game a little bit is a solid one.
Yeah, and like you said, it's not super expensive, and it's not hard to do.
It's an easy one, and we actually could transition here into what's coming up. We do that on Saturday's show.
Nice. So that is coming up on this week's Around the House Northwest. You're going to be talking about that. So hey, great tips. Great tips for everybody.
Thanks, man. Thanks,
and, so I'm already thinking about a couple of those right now. I'm like, oh yeah, my internet cable. Yeah, I've got that. That one's probably hanging out somewhere where people are going to notice that.
I'm guilty as charged.
Yeah, I'm going to be drilling a hole tonight. So there's that. But yeah, let's talk about this week's episode.
Man, we got a lot of stuff going on this week's show. So we've got, it's really fun actually. So we go out to Building Material Resources, which I think you have a tease on right there for that. But Building Material Resources, a place down in Sherwood, and these guys are great. They go out and find like materials like from a door manufacturer where like, oops, we made that the wrong color, or oops, we made it the wrong size. They go out and buy pallets of that stuff. So if you really want to go in and find some building materials for your latest project, don't go out and pay full retail for it. You can go down there and get anything from doors to windows to flooring to hardwoods. I mean, you can see that really beautiful purple hardwood that she has standing right there in that picture. That's beautiful stuff. And then there's all that rustic maple. There's a lot of great stuff down there. So if you're tackling those DIY projects, they have a lot of stuff down there from lumber. They even have wine barrels down there. So if you want to tackle a project out of a wine barrel and make a table out of it or something like that, it's all right down there and at a killer price. So why pay full retail? Things are so expensive out there. It's great to go down there and be able to save a couple bucks.
Where's that at again? What? I'm sorry.
They're just they're over there in Sherwood. So just
so not far at all.
So really simple down there, right in the middle of that. So great people down there and lots of cool little. You turn around a corner and like, oh wow, you have hardwood smoker chips for a smoker in here. They got pallets of them, So there's a lot of great finds in each and every corner.
That's great, and that's on this week's episode. So you can go watch. That's something that you're going to get with this episode. But I know there's lots of things that happen on each one.
Oh yeah, so I have a place, I have a 1970s house, so I've got low ceilings in certain areas. And so I had this light fixture hanging down that was really nice, but it made the ceiling feel even lower in that area. So we take that out on the show and I put in some recessed can lights. So it's all nice and smooth and brings the ceiling height in there and makes it look just much more refined.
Nice. And so again, things that people can do, learn from it, find out how you do that, and that's what another thing they get every week. Any other teases you want to get for this?
I'll do a couple more here. We talk with one of the nation's leading generator experts. So we talk with Jared Griffo from Electric Generator Direct. Since we've had power outages and we're in windstorm power outage season, it seems that if you need that backup power, whether or not you're an apartment or a condo, or you've got a house you're trying to do, we dive into the basics there from one of the leading experts of what to do, where to find the right one, and how to put it in.
That's a really good thing to start thinking about right now. I mean, especially like you mentioned, coming into the wind season, we're not that far away from potential ice storms and snowstorms or anything like that, especially ice taking down.
Tuesday morning, I had my generator running for 2.5 hours in the morning because we had power out here at my place. So I was editing the radio show and podcast running from the generator because we were already into that season.
Man, yeah. So great idea to take a look at that one then. And,
And then we've got a few other little tips, like we'll be talking about how to use spray foam correctly, to making sure that you use the right insulation in your house as well. And then we start looking at some smart home light controllers as well from Lutron, about doing some smart home stuff there to control your light automatically so you don't have to turn them on yourself.
cool. Just what we were talking about earlier. I love the smart home lighting and having something like that. So that'll be a great one. And all that's going to be on this week's Around the House Northwest, plus more. And and you know, we always want to tell people when and where to watch.
You got it. So if you missed last week's episode, don't worry. You can catch it tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. on Fox 12 Plus. But if you want to catch the new show, that starts out Saturday at 10 a.m. on Fox 12 Plus. It'll re-air on Sunday night at 6, and then back again the following Friday at 8 a.m. And there's about 50% more of the show we didn't talk about today.
Yeah, those are just parts of the show. There's so much packed into each one. And we do have segments up too on the Fox 12 Oregon YouTube channel. So you can go there, take a look at that. And I think it's over a couple hundred or approaching 300.
Yeah, we got 39 episodes of stuff out there with anywhere from 5 to 8 segments per show. There's a lot of videos there.
A lot of things to see. Well, Eric, always good to have you on. Great advice for everybody. And feel free, everybody watching too, to share this episode. You can share it on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you're at, and let other people know about it as well. And learn from those 5 tips. Those are really easy things to take care of. And I will be working on those later. I'm getting the drill.
Cool.
So, all right. Well, Eric, thank you very much. And for everybody watching, if you are watching on Facebook or YouTube, you're going to see this video end. If you're watching on the website or the apps, stick around. We got a little bit more for you. And that's just some bonus content, if you will, some bonus things that we'll be talking about here on there. So we'll sign off for now. Eric, I'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, brother.
Bye.